Welcome back to the channel, guys. What is going on with Ezra Miller? What is this guy doing? It just does not stop. I think he's method acting for the Reverse Flash. He's done everything he can do to ruin the Flash. That's what it sounds like to me. But anyways, before we get started, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Help me out to my goal to 500 subscribers. Now, it looks like Ezra Miller got caught stealing in Vermont. So what I'm going to do is actually read from this article so we can read this as a family. Not the entire article, just like 2 paragraphs, just to kind of get a just and a better understanding of what exactly happened before, I start giving my thoughts. According to the article from Variety, it says, according to a police report, Vermont State Police were notified of a burglary complaint from a resident in Stanford at 5:55 p.m. on May 1st. Now, that can be kind of a like stealing from somebody isn't positive. Burglary isn't positive, but I guess if you want to look at a silver lining here, this is something that happened months ago. So maybe right now as we speak, maybe he's trying to get the help that he can. So from what the articles kind of made it look like, they made it seem like it just happened. So that's why it's always good to click on articles and actually read what it says. Police found that several bottles of alcohol were taken from the residence while the homeowners were not present. After collecting statements and looking at surveillance videos, police found probable cause to charge Miller with felony burglary into an unoccupied dwelling. Wow. It says here, police located Miller on August 7th at 11:23 p.m. and issued them. I'm still getting used to that. Issued them a citation to appear in Vermont Superior Court on September 26th for arraignment. But anyways, in the next paragraph, the final paragraph we're going to read, according to a Rolling Stone investigation in June, Miller has been housing a 25-year-old mother and her 3 children. That sounds commendable. That sounds like he's trying to at least do something positive, who are between the ages of 1 and 5 at the actor's home ranch in Stanford, Vermont. That's pretty positive. The property doubles as an unlicensed cannabis farm. What? I From what I understand, if I remember this correctly, you only can have so many ounces of cannabis before it's considered illegal over in Vermont. If you get caught with that, you can get in trouble. So this guy has an entire cannabis farm. Not only is it an entire cannabis farm, but it's unlicensed. So me being a business owner, I know running something unlicensed is not a great thing. That's not a good thing. And on top of that, he has cannabis, an entire farm. Like, I don't know how much he has, but from saying a cannabis farm, sounds like he has a lot. So I don't know why this part isn't really talked about. So it doubles as an unlicensed cannabis farm and has several firearms on the premises, according to the report. So possessing weapons on the property is not a big deal, especially in Vermont, because open carry is legal even without a license in that state. The only thing that's worrisome about that is because of the fact that you have kids that are living there with them between the ages of 1 to 5, it says, and you have this guy who's pretty much unstable mentally having weapons around the property as well. And I think what's also important is how he's handling these weapons. Is he keeping them away? Is he locking them away at property? Is he keeping the kids away from them? But also, like I said before, with having unstable mentality, you just don't know what people are going to do with those weapons when they have them. So that, I think that part right there is a little scary. But in the state of Vermont, legally, he is able to possess those weapons. So this is not a problem legally, but as far as the kids and stuff, it's a little concerning. One source who spoke to Rolling Stone alleged that the 1-year-old child was found with a loose bullet in their mouth. See, so it comes off as if like he was irresponsible with the weapons. So with him having that mentality or dealing with things he's dealing with mentally and having the kids around him, that's pretty scary. The kid found with that in his mouth. I mean, bullet or not, they can still choke on it, but it also makes you think like, how careless was he with these weapons? Does he have these things locked away? Does he have bullets just leaving like all over the place, rounds just sitting on the ground or whatever? But also on top of that, it did say that this was alleged, so we don't know if this is true. People might add things and say things that's not true to make a story a little bit more enticing, and I've seen that happen before. It is unclear whether the Stanford properties are one and the same, so they don't know if the cannabis farm and his house is all the exact same place. But overall, I will say this: I'm hoping that he finds the help that he needs, not just for the Flash movie. The Flash movie right now is shouldn't even be thought about right now. For his own health, and for the protection of the people around him, I hope he finds the help that he needs. Now, I said in the previous video, the interesting thing about this is like, I don't know how Zoflof is going to find a great way to market this entire situation, especially with these new things starting to pop up, because we don't know what he's done this year that hasn't popped up. Like this is from May, and this is just coming up right now. He just got a citation now, so we don't know what other things he could have been doing, and probably have a pending citation for doing as well. In addition to that, if he's not getting the help that he deserves, we don't know what he's going to do next, which might cause him to harm someone, or end up in jail, or end up in prison, or whatever the case, or worse. I mean, some people, he had that fight in Hawaii or whatever. Some people might not tolerate that, and some people might be on edge, and might make them do the worst thing that could possibly happen in that situation, which I hope doesn't happen to him. But at the end of the day, really it's really interesting. It's really interesting because you have this guy here, and sometimes I hate to do the compare and contrast, but sometimes for conversation is needed. You got this guy here. He has alleged things. He got things he got caught on video doing. He got things that we know that he did, like, and we don't really hear anything from Zaslav addressing this entire situation, which is really interesting, which he doesn't have to do. But we just saw Johnny Depp get fired for just allegations by itself. Now, I understand that Zaslav wasn't part of Warner back when that whole thing happened with Johnny Depp, but the interesting thing is, like, it makes you wonder, like, what is the bar as far as disciplinary actions when it comes to an actor? Because it's almost coming off as if they're rewarding the behavior, So I don't know exactly what they should do with the movie. I don't know what they should do, but they should address whether they want to continue with Ezra Miller as the Flash in the future. That's important on that side. But in the end of the day, I hope he get the help that he needs. I really do hope he gets the help that he needs. I know friends that I grew up with who had mental health issues and mental disorders and things like that. And what this looks like is that he's off his meds, and he possibly could be indulging in other things that could be enhancing those issues, and using those things that he's indulging in as a coping mechanism so that he won't have to take the medication. And I'm not sure if that's the case, but I know growing up with friends who had that issue, that's what they did. And they kind of did behavior like this, like stealing random stuff that they can just buy. I had a friend who used to like stole a bunch of like cigarettes from somewhere when he had $100 in his pocket and he could just pay for it. Like, it just, stuff like that happens, unfortunately. But anyways, what do you guys think about the situation? Let me know in the comment section. Salute, peace, have a good day.